Hello everyone. Welcome to Piccadilly Stamping. I am going to try to get people invited to my page here. Let's see if it's showing up. Okay. It is showing up. So let me see. I had a couple people request me to invite them. So I'm going to do that real quick. Let's see. It's not. There we go. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Hi, Josh. Hi, Tara. Hi, Jean. Hi, Madison. Yay, Madison. Okay, Madison, phone is cutting out. Okay, I'm hoping Kristen makes it. Let's see if Karen's on here. We get a few more people. I am super stoked about tonight because I'm taking kind of an old... Oh, hi, Joe. Hi, Kathy. Yes, come on in, everyone. I'm taking kind of an old technique tonight, and I'm going to use it with some of our new stuff. I'm wondering if my husband's going to make it on. Bill, let me know you're here. So, I'm hoping more people will pile in as we get going. Can you believe that this is the last week of celebrations? Anybody who's been following me knows that we're down to, I think Saturday is the last day of our celebrations promo, which I'm sad about and I'm glad about at the same time. It's always nice to kind of move on after you've done something for a while, but everything in the celebrations book you can earn anytime you place a $50 purchase. You can earn like this free stamp set, or I think they even have, this is a card pack for memory keeping. Hi, Brina. Let's see. Is Laura or Brenda here? Or Kristen? Hi, Sherry Braylon. I am so glad you made it. Hi, Beverly. Yay. Oh, thank you, Brina, for sharing. So, I'm really excited because not only is it the end of the celebrations for our occasion catalogs, but I have a technique tonight that I'm really excited. Kristen Tatum, yay, thank you. Now Kristen Wenzel, where are you? Hopefully she'll be able to make it. So take an old idea and revamp it to work with our projects tonight. So let me get this stuff out of the way. And which to start with? I'll start with this one. Which, one of the reasons why I was hoping Kristen Wenzel would be here. She's here! Yay! Okay, I got both Kristens on. Is because this one is kind of for, this is a new stamp set. And let me pull out all the supplies to get going. Your Magical Day is the stamp set, and it also has a matching die, which I love. So it's got all these little mythical creatures in it. It has like matching paper. It has matching washi tape with it. But I'm going to take kind of a, let me show you. I'm going to use the Wizard tonight. So this is what we're going to be making for our first project. And yes, we're going to be making this cool background, and I cannot wait to show you how to do that. So it does come, it's 10% off, I think, if you buy the die set and the stamp set together. And look at all these little critters that it makes. Even this little, Madison, if you're watching, there's the little seahorse. Couldn't think of what that's called. I've made a bunch of these little crazy little critters already. Sometimes I make stuff up and then I put it on cards later, and I cut it out. And each one of them are so unique, just depending on how you color it. So here is, can you guys see this? Janet, hello. I'm glad you could join us. So this is the unicorn, and here is the ittle bitty seahorse that my daughter thinks is adorable. And of course, you've got to have a dragon, and I did mine in orange and yellow, and I think that one's cool. And a little mermaid with red hair, Madison. And then I've got some flames that I can spit forth from the dragon. And of course, Merlin here. So these are the little creatures that it'll make. There's a little knight. I haven't done him yet. Sometimes when I make up extras, when I'm trying out stamp sets, I just kind of store them in here in a little plastic bag. Okay, so for tonight, let's get moving on this. We're going to use, Mom, this is your favorite, Rich Razzleberry. When she first, when I first joined with Stampin' Up, this was the first color she had to have. And they have, this is the card base. They have it now in the Stampin' Blends. So let's get that card paste going. And let's start off with our little wizard guide. And because I'm gonna color him in with the Stampin' Blends, I always use the Memento ink. This will help prevent any bleeding. It takes just a minute to dry. But I'm also using the thick Whisper White cardstock. As I say that, I smear him. So good thing there is 2 sides to every cardstock. Okay. So Tuxedo Black Memento ink. We'll set that aside. And while that's drying, we're going to go on to the next part. Where's mine? So, hope your day is magical. Let's see. Gwen, hello. It's good to see you. Bill, glad you came. Yay. You guys, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm going to start off and just stamp the Hope Your Day is Magical at the bottom. And I'm going to use the Stamp-A-Majig basically for convenience on here. But it's a stamp positioning tool just like the Stamparatus. Let me make sure that's good and inky. And you just put the plastic up to the T edge, and then it'll, you see I've got other things stamped on here. Then you can kind of put it where you want to, and I chose just the bottom middle. And then you reposition it with this, pull this away. The big thing on the Stamp-A-Majig is really hold it down with your thumb and your forefinger. Okay, so we're just going to stamp that, and I'm going to let that press to get a good image and transfer over. Okay. Now while that's drying a little bit, I'm going to come back to my Magician, and I'm going to show you how to do the blends. So I used the Memento, and I used it on the thick Whisper White. I find that if you stay away from the lines, okay, wait, let me see what we got going on here. Why use that ink? Okay, great, Kathy, that's great. Use the Memento ink when you're using the alcohol markers because it doesn't smear as much as if you were to use our regular basic black. And I also use the thick cardstock because it can absorb the liquid better out of our markers. We have two colors in the rich raspberry. You have the light rich raspberry and the dark rich raspberry. There's two sides of the pen. There's the bullet end and the brush end. I like to use the brush end, and I usually like to start with the dark because then I can blend out. So how I'm going to start this is I'm just going to come in here. Try not to spend too much time at the lines because then they will bleed. But I'm just going to put a line down here like so. And I like to work in sections. It doesn't take as long as it might seem, but I'm going to go right over that dark and I'm going to blend it out like so. And I don't know how well my camera, I wonder if Joy's here. Joy's the one who's always getting on me about my camera. Hi Trina. Hi Donna. Thanks for joining. Is Karen here? I still wonder if Karen's come. So then I'm going to go back here underneath the arm and on the side of the beard, and then I'm going to come right back over it with the light and kind of blend those in. And then, of course, we're going to do the light up by the chest of the arm here. And then blend, go right back up over it, and then pull it out, pull that color out. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see that. It kind of pulls it darker to lighter. And just because of time's sake, so that we're not here all night, I will show you, they do have a an ivory and a bronze, and this redhead is not as dark skinned as this ivory comes off, but this is what I did for his skin tone. Okay, just for time's sake, I'm going to, what did I do with my, here we go. I'm going to pull out my wizard from that I already had cut, and then I can finish him later. So here he is, ready to go. Now, to make this background, we're going to do something that's called sponging. It is an old technique. We sell, let me grab a package here. We sell sponges. They're like $3.50 for these sponges, and you get 3 in a pack. But I take mine and I cut it into 6. So if I were to open this, you'll get the idea. You cut it in half, and then you cut a third off of the half, so that you get just a little wedge of it. Then what I do, and I have to be using this one, I use the circle tab punch, and I just cut out this, makes like a little tab, and you can fold it over and write a little name on it. And this, here's one that I don't have done, and I saved that just on purpose. Then you can stick it on here, and I just staple it on. And I actually like to stick it down just a little bit farther. Like so. That way I always know that this one is my Pear Pizzazz, this one is my Rich Razzleberry. You get the idea. But I just wanted to show you that. That way you get 6 out of each of these. So, we're going to take a bit of painter's tape, and you have to be careful so that you're not tearing your paper. And I'm going to stop just a minute. Hi, Chris. Hi, Karen. Yes, she's here. Good. Painter's tape, and pull off a big chunk of it. One of the things that I find about the painter's tape is that you can rip your paper, so kind of take your fingers over it so that it's still sticky, but it's not as like tacky as it could be. And then you want to cover your project. Do I have that straight? I got the camera in front of me, so it's hard to see. This is another thing I like about this mat that I have. Okay, so this is going to protect, it's going to hold your paper in place, but it's also going to protect it from when we're sponging. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of get some of that immediate tacky off. And then I'm going to place it down here. Make sure it's straight. It's lined up straight. Okay. So then here's where the magic begins. I love our stamp pads. I love our stamp pads. I love our stamp pads as much as I love our paper. And I think I've said that if anybody's been following me for any length of time. I fell in love with Stampin' Up! Papers, and now I'm in love with their stamp pads. These are a sponge stamp pad. I will be making a video to show how to re-ink, how to clean a stamp pad, and how to take care of it. But for right now, I just want you to know that the sponges pick up really well on the sponge. It's like a foam stamp pad. So this stuff is, and let me get a scrap piece of paper here. This stuff can get good and inky. You see, these sponges can, and they can leave lines like into your project. So what I like to do to start is, once I get it inked up the way that I want, I usually start off of my project. So these mats can just be wiped off again, so I love it. So I just kind of start it down there, and I come off my project and make kind of a magical mist, right? So I'm going to do it again. And the reason why I come back down to the bottom and then move out is because I want this to be the darkest spot on my project. So I'm going to do this again and fade it out as I go. And the more ink you put on, and go up just a little bit. More ink you put on, the darker it's going to get. So that's kind of a pretty little fade on there. Now let me stop and see if there's any questions. Okay, I don't see any. Everyone understanding what I'm doing? Soft effect is nice. Okay. All right, we'll keep going then. So I think I've got that about where I want it in color. I'm going to leave this out, but I am going to just use my, wipe it right up. And then this now I will always know is my rich raspberry. I'm going to take, there's a little star shape in the stamp set, and so I've already got that attached here to my, and I'm going to use full strength, and I'm just kind of going to imagine where my little guy is going to be. So I'm going to put a few of these little twinkles. I don't know if that's what you call it. That's what I'm calling it. What do you think? Is that enough? Maybe one coming off there. Let's see, I'm going to have his hand. Yeah, that's about what I want. Okay, so here's where the magic happens. Very carefully, don't get in a crazy rush. Pull that painter's tape away. This is what we call masking and sponging. Don't get too crazy with pulling that off too quick, or you will end up tearing your paper. Isn't that coolest? Okay, someone give me some love so I know if you like it. There we go. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. Okay, we're just going to keep moving on then. So the only other thing that I did is the Myths and Magic has this washi tape, and I'm telling you, you guys, the camera is not going to do it justice, but I'm going to use the one that's silver with some little stars in it. I don't know if the camera is going to show this very well. Tara, this is a Ranger mat. I want to say I got it at Joann Fabrics. And I think I used a coupon or something. I think they're like 20 bucks, but I think I got it for like 12. I hope that helps. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. This stuff is washi tape. So it's rippable, and I love that. And I'm going to come across, let me get this down where I can see it. I don't know if I've got my head in the shot or not. So I'm going to come across like that and fold it over for a little more glitz on my project. Oops. And take my green glue. Stick it down. Gives me just a second to line it up. Okay, so then we're going to take Merlin here, and we're going to stick a glue dot behind him, and we're going to have him right about there. And then I have some of the iridescent from Glimmer Paper, and this is a 1/2 inch Stampin' Up! Punch. We have the new ones, but these things are truly a testament of time, so I still have the old whale tail one. And I'm going to pop that out, and I'm going to pop it back up. Probably should have used a mini one on the back of that to make it look like he's got a crystal ball in his hand. Okay, here we go, from my test one to this one. Pretty cool, right? So Kristen, if you're on there, this is one for the kids. I think it's like super cute. Hope your day is magical. That could just be anything. Someone won a soccer ball. Someone's going to their first dance. It could be their birthday. Whatever. So, okay, I'm seeing some loves. That's great. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one. So the next one, let's see, here we go. Let me get all these old supplies out of my way here. And this one, I'm using Pear Pizzazz and Garden Green. I'm going to be using the Petal Palette stamp set. This is also in the Occasions catalog. Of course, we're going to use a little Wink of Stella. And this time, instead of the alcohol-based markers, I'm going to use some Stampin' Right markers. And where's... Okay, so let me show you this one. I changed it up a bit from my original, and I'll show you that. But here's what we're going to be making tonight. And so, even though I'm going to be using washi tape from the Myths and Magic, but I'm just going to use the iridescent washi tape, which shows you that you can mix and match our products to make. Oh, I see some hearts. You guys are liking this? That's great. France Eldridge, hello! Barb Pick, you guys made it! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was hoping you would. Okay, so this is their next project. And I went ahead, we're going to use the base, a Pear Pizzazz base. This is probably one of my favorite go-to greens when I am working with any kind of greenery. And like I said, I was using the Petal Palette, and it has a matching die, so this is another one just like the last one that I did that will have the stamp set and the die cuts for 10% off. And so the images that I'm going to use tonight are the foliage here, and then this flower image. And also I'm using Life is So Much Better With You in It, because I thought that was just an awesome card. So again, I'm taking an old technique and revamping it with the new stuff. So let's start with the flower. Just for the sake of time, I went ahead and stamped and cut this out with the die cut. But I don't want everyone to think that you have to be a master artist. So I'm using the Pear Pizzazz. This is how easy. Again, I do not, first of all, this image is kind of not completely, let me hold it up here to the camera. It's not complete. Hi, Heather. Hi, Lori. Hi, Andrea. Yay, you guys. Okay, it's not completely colored in is what I was getting at. So I think I'm a little artsy-fartsy when I don't completely color stuff in either. So all I do is I just kind of scribble it on here where the leaves are. And I don't really color this all the way in. Now at first it looks goofy, but trust me, when I'm done, you'll notice it really on the flowers. So France, I noticed that you were in Cedar Rapids. If you only knew that that's like an hour away from me, I would have drove down there to meet you. Okay. It's about an hour south of me. So this is our new In Color Powder Pink. I want you to just watch. I am literally, I'm not staying in the lines necessarily. I am jumping all over the place coloring that. So it's not completely colored in. There's white spaces in my flowers and in my leaves. I'm going to do the same thing. This is Flirty Flamingo. This is an in color from last year. And I'm going to do the same thing. It kind of seems odd to color like this. You could be really exact, but I do have a rhyme or reason to my coloring. And I just think that it matches this stamp set. So it gives a little definition. That's when I throw my Wink of Stella on it. And I want a good amount on there, and I want to let this dry. So where's the squeezy part? You just squeeze on the end here. There it comes. And this adds a little bit of shimmer. I want more. I might have to order a new Wink of Stella. Here we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to set that aside to dry. Now, where is... By the way, both of these I cut at 4 by 4 by 5 1/4. So this one I'm going to do landscape, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did the last time. I'm just going to use that painter's tape, and again, I just kind of take some of that really immediate tacky off of it, just so it doesn't rip my paper. And this one I'm going to do a little bit bigger. That might be a little too big. Bigger border. And I'm going to go the other side. So the masking it off just allows me to not have it come out at the edge. You could actually mask it all the way around if you wanted to. And there's different there's different types of masking, and I'll show you more as we get going. This is just, I wanted to mask the edges, and I think I want more of that. Okay, so it also holds my cardstock down. So this one, earlier I did the pear pizzazz. I showed you how to make that. We're just going to do the exact same thing, only I do it kind of the opposite side. I just ink up a little and come over here. I'm going to do more of my cardstock than what I did the last time. This is actually a really pretty color of green. Madison, you should like this if you're watching still. Brenda, hi. Thanks for joining. Okay, leaving that on, I'm going to go ahead and leave that on for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not done stamping where I want outside of this edge, and what I mean by that is I'm going to be using the greenery, and it's got this long stem, and I don't necessarily need all that stem showing. So I'm going to tap this into my garden green, and I'm going to do full strength. And I'm going to start off kind of right in the middle. go. Isn't that awesome? Off to the side, and I don't care if it overlaps. And up that way. Okay. Now before I tear my project off, I'm going to take and wipe anything on these edges, because that's all I need is to have my project smudged. So just like with the other one, slowly take off that tape. Don't rush it. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking cute. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Did I mention that I love it? Okay, and before we get going again, I'm going to pull this down where I can see it better. Dip into my, I'm going to use my basic black, and I already had this mounted from when I did that last card. Isn't this cute way to do sponging? I love it. Sponging's been around forever. Usually people used to sponge the edge of things. Love, 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 love. And you can still do that. I've just chose to do this. So take my card base, make sure I got that the right way. And we're going to ink it up. Notice I didn't really use any ribbon, a lot of embellishments tonight. You can make a wonderful card that's easy to mail with just a few supplies, especially if you're starting off. So stick my green glue and, ooh, move that quick. So now it's just a matter of figuring out where you want things. I know that I want to have a little bit of bling bling. So I'm going to put some down at the bottom, depending on where I like this. Ooh, I like that there. I love this stuff because it is just rich. So I'm going to start at the corner and line it up. This is probably my favorite washi tape that they have ever had, and I love washi tape. So now that my glitter is all dry, my Wink Stella, we're going to stick some dimensionals on the back of this one. I want another one. Mom, if you're watching, I know you're probably falling over because I have used 4 dimensionals on a project or on a piece this small. My mom's a dimensional miser. She cuts them in half to save money, which I don't blame her. Okay, so there it is. So and I do want to show you something else. Here is the same thing, which is using a different color and a different stamp in the background, but it's the same exact idea. I kind of like the green. I'm sorry, I just do. I know Madison probably loves it. Hi, Jennifer. Yes, Sherry, the washi tape does add a nice touch. Oh, thank you, Barb. I don't really feel so talented. I just feel like I have taken what I've learned over the years and kind of adapted it to what works for me. Let me grab what happened to the last two cards? They have vanished. Oh no, here they are. So here's what we did tonight. We just did some masking by masking off the areas that we didn't want to have our sponging on, and sponging, and then making some really simple, cute cards. I think there's a lot of, oh, hi, Miley. Awesome sauce. I love that she's here. Miley's one of the cutest little girls in the entire world. Okay, so let's go on to my next thing. You guys know before my drawing, I always get to the business end. So please, I'm still looking for customers and people who want to be part of my team. If you're interested, Celebration goes on, I think, until Saturday. It's the 31st. Is that Saturday? I think it's Saturday. Use this host code for anything that's under $150 worth of orders. You can just click on my store, just right on Facebook. There is a link that says shop now. You can follow me on Pinterest. I usually post my stuff and my videos to YouTube, to Pinterest and YouTube. I'm still going to keep coming to you Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time for my Facebook Lives. Please tell your friends. Word of mouth is the way I get exposure. Your likes, your shares, these are all the things that help me in my business, and I am really super trying hard to build kind of a working business here. And right now, Celebrations is still going on. So every $50 you spend with me, you get something free from that Celebrations catalog that I had out earlier. And there's stamp sets, there's ribbons, there's paper. Oh, what else is there? Oh, and there's card sets that you can make on your own. So that has everything with it. All you have to do, I think it makes 8 trifold cards is what it says, and it comes with 8 envelopes. So, okay, let's get that out of the way. If you're interested in joining my team, please contact me. I would love to have you on my team. I had 2 people sign and this last week, and it's been really fun for me getting to know them. Also, if you sign by the end of this week with me, not only are you going to get all the fun and all the tutorials, but you also get 2 free stamp sets. So they give you a discount on the starter kit from $125 to $99 plus 2 free stamp sets. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's get to the drawing. So last week I had quite a few of you guys share. Let me make sure everybody's name is in here. Actually, I'm gonna Mom and Bill, I just pulled you guys out. Okay, so I'm shaking up and who is it? Brina Burgeon? You are my winner this week, Brina! Yay! And guess what I've got for Brina? I have, where is it here? Here it is. The Pear Pizzazz stamp pad that we used tonight on this card. This was my background. So, Pear Pizzazz stamp pad to Brina. And Brina, get with me because I think you're local, so I can get that to you. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining in. I hope you like this. I hope that this gives you some creative ideas. This is just 2 different stamp sets that I use this on. Think bigger picture. Think different colors. Think different stamp sets that you have. I mean, this could be used in a variety of things, and I'm kind of excited to see what you guys if you try this stamp set, go ahead and post your card right on this video, okay? Have a great evening, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Love you. Bye.